Hi, community of awesome. I'm Ava J, and this is Bookish Pixie. So we all love books and bookish things and want to support our favorite authors, right? Right. Over the years, I've learned different ways to support authors that, as a reader, before I got involved in the publishing industry, I hadn't really thought too much about. So today I'm going to share with you guys 5 ways to support your favorite authors, because I know you all want your favorite authors to continue to write so that you can keep getting their great books. So first, if you can, buy and pre-order their books. I totally get that not everyone is able to buy all their authors' favorite books or buy books all the time, and that's totally understandable. I'll get into ways that you guys can help too. But if you're able to, buying and pre-ordering is really important. This part here is something I didn't really know until I got involved in the publishing industry, but pre-orders are massively important to writers. Pre-orders are often used by the publisher to kind of get a gauge on how excited people are for the book, and can even be used to determine print runs. Pre-orders are often used to determine early sales and bestseller lists and all sorts of things, so long story short, if you can, pre-ordering a book helps. But ultimately, if you can afford it, one of the best ways to support your favorite authors is to buy their books. The only caveat to this is if you see a book in a store that is out before release date, don't buy it yet. The reason you don't want to buy a book that happens to be out in a bricks and mortar store early before release date is because those early sales don't count towards first week sales, which then doesn't count towards bestseller lists. So pre-order a book, yes. Buy a book in a bricks and mortar store that happens to be out before release date, no. Second, request their books at your local library. Can't buy your favorite author's books for whatever reason? That's okay, don't worry. If you have a local library, request their books there. Library purchases are super important for writers because a purchase is a purchase. Also, checkouts do get counted, and the more exposure for a book, the better. So this is a cool free thing you can do to help support your favorite authors by finding out how your local library takes requests for book purchases and then submitting your request that way. Third, review their books. And the important second part to this is cross-post your reviews. Even if your review is just a sentence long, it's still a review and it helps your favorite authors. Reviews help give a book legitimacy, and consumers will often look at reviews before deciding whether or not to buy a book. So the more reviews there are, the better. It's especially important that you cross-post your reviews to consumer sites like Amazon and Barnes & Noble, because that is where buyers will see it. Secondly, if you see on Amazon that a book from your favorite author has less than 50 reviews, then it can really help to add a review, because Amazon has a magic threshold number of 50, and once a book has reached that many reviews, it'll get suggested more often by Amazon. So review your favorite books and cross-post those reviews to both Amazon and Barnes & Noble. I especially see this all the time. A book will have like 100 Amazon reviews and then like 10 Barnes & Noble reviews, so cross-post, but review the books, basically. Every little bit helps. Fourth, talk about their books. Word of mouth is enormous, especially nowadays in the age of social media. Whether you talk about the book in person, on YouTube, on Twitter, on your Facebook, on Instagram, on Snapchat, wherever, every bit of little promotion helps. You never know when you're suggesting to someone to read a book will lead to them loving it and suggesting to someone to read a book, which will lead to them loving it and suggesting to someone to read the book. So every little bit of word of mouth can help so much to the books you love. Finally, fifth, let the authors know you like their book. This honestly never gets old. Writing books and publishing is really hard, so you never know when you're reaching out to an author to let them know, hey, I really loved your book, will be the pick-me-up they needed on a bad day. It is always uplifting and encouraging to hear from readers that they enjoyed your book. So whether you email them or tweet at them or something else, it can always help to reach out to an author and let them know that you love their book, because you never know when it's exactly what they needed to hear that day. So that's what I got for today. If you liked what you saw, don't forget to subscribe and comment, and I'll see you guys next week.